Today I want to talk about something incredibly personal, something that so many women experience silently during the pandemic, but very few people are talking about. Bringing a new life into the world is never a simple journey, but giving birth through an emergency C-section in a foreign country during the peak of COVID, completely and utterly alone, that experience changes you on a fundamental level. It leaves a mark on your soul forever. I can still feel the cold dread of that night. It was midnight when my water broke with absolutely no warning, no time to prepare. There was just this sudden overwhelming wave of fear. We rushed to the hospital, my heart pounding in my chest, my mind a blur of panic and what ifs, and then came the moment that shattered my world because of the strict COVID protocol. No one was allowed in with me, not my partner, not a friend, not a single familiar face. My husband, the one person I needed by my side more than anything, had to turn around and leave me at the entrance. I was completely alone. The medical staff started preparing me for a natural delivery. I tried so hard to breathe, to stay calm, to channel some inner strength. I kept repeating to myself, "You can do this, you can do this. Women have been doing this for centuries, you can do this." But then, in an instant, the entire atmosphere in the room shifted. The calm efficiency turned into urgent, hushed voices. A doctor looked at me and said the words that still echo in my memory, that it's an emergency C-section. We need to do a C-section now. There was no time to process, no time to ask questions, no time to even shed a tears, and the fear was paralyzing. I was shaking uncontrollably as they wheeled me into the operating room. All I could see were masked faces, sterile equipment, and the harsh glare of the hospital lights. I could not see a single smile or a reassuring expression. The mix muffles their voice, making words of comfort sound distant and impersonal. It felt like I was in a science fiction movie, not about to give birth, and yet through all that terror, I knew I had to be strong. I had to be strong for my baby. After the surgery, when I should have been focused on resting and healing, the real struggle began. This was peak COVID time, and the world was in chaos, and the shortage were real. And finding baby formula felt like a treasure hunt for me. Diapers were recent, and even the most basic baby supplies were scarce, and turning them into a luxury item. My body was screaming in pain from the incision, a constant sharp reminder of the trauma. Mentally, I was beyond exhausted, running on pure adrenaline and fear, and emotionally, I felt like I was shattering into a million tiny pieces. Every single day, the news was a relentless barrage of death and despair. The numbers just kept climbing. Hospitals were overwhelmed, and families were being torn apart. The world felt like it was ending. So I had to stop watching TV, stop watching news. I deleted the news app from my phone, and I even found myself avoiding calls with family back home. At that time, it sounds strange, but I was terrified of what I might hear. I was so scared that I would get a call with bad news, that someone I loved was sick or gone. I was scared that the shock would be the final push that sent me spiraling into a deep depression. And most of all, I was terrified that my mental state would somehow harm my newborn baby. So I built a wall around myself, and I stayed silent. I packed all the fear, the grief, and the loneliness deep down inside me, and just tried to function. The loneliness of the postpartum period is already a heavy burden for many mothers, but to experience that loneliness during a global pandemic, with your hormones crashing, with your body staged and broken, with a tiny, helpless human depending on you for their very survival, it's a weight that feels almost impossible to bear. It's an isolation that words cannot fully capture. Many people think the journey of childbirth ends the moment the baby is born, but for so many mothers, that's when the real battle truly begins. Your body is recovering from major surgery, so your mind is trying to reconcile your old self with this new identity as a mother. So you hear heart is overflowing with the love, and but also consumed by an equally powerful fear. And when you have to navigate all of that without your support system in a country that does not feel like home during the unprecedented global crisis, it leaves scars that no one else can see. But I want to say this, that directly from my heart, to every single mother who went through this, to every woman who cried alone in the sterile hospital room, to every immigrant mother who felt lost and invisible during that time of the COVID. You are so incredibly strong, and I know you might not feel like it. I know there are days you thought you could not go on, but you did. You did. You survived something that was truly unimaginable. You brought life and light into the world during one of the darkest chapters in modern history. You and that incredible strength and the resilience, it's a part of you now. It lives inside you forever. If you are listening to this and my story resonates with you, if you feel seen, please know this: you are not alone anymore. So your story matters, your pain was and is valid, and your quiet unseen courage deserve to be celebrated and honored. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If this story touched you, please share it. Let's make sure these stories are heard. Follow for more, and let's continue to support each other.